And he said, you know, after looking at the survey, I fell within those parameters. So,
All right, again, submit that to Corey,
Yes.
any legal opinion, and we'll review it, and we'll let council look at it and go forward.
Thank you.
We look at our attorney, let our attorney.
Yes, let our attorney as well look at it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, my name's Gene Dixon. I live on Union Street in Office Furnace, and I'm really in need of some maintenance up there. They used to come by twice a year and mow the hill, and it's getting to be quite a jungle over there. We got a few problem trees that need to be addressed, and there's a set of lines that go from Spring Street up the hill that have a bunch of vines and tree limbs and stuff hanging in them. And I tried contacting the power companies to see if they would come out and look at them, and unless you have pole numbers and this and that, and they're like, well, what are you talking about? So, and the Ann Street side of Union Street is quite overgrown. I mean, it's feet tall now, and yeah, it's, I mean, it's just, it's closing the road. And the street sign down there has been lost. I don't know if somebody mowed it down or the street sign is no longer there.
I'll have the street crew look at it tomorrow.
And one more thing, the apron at Highland and Union Street, where the transition area is deteriorating quite badly, and it's on four-wheel drive pretty soon.
Okay. All right. Well,
What's deteriorating?
The road where Union Street transitions into Highland, and that's a pretty steep hill.
it is very steep.
Yeah, and it's deteriorating pretty bad.
It's unfortunately one of the only roads that doesn't get snow plowed. That's a fact, because how steep it is.
Yeah, it's interesting getting out of there in winter time.
I bet it is. So thank you.
I appreciate you.
And we will address it starting tomorrow.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Anyone else? All right. Mayor update. Just want to say thank you to Chris and Susie Beaker for the 4th of July celebration that took place in downtown, to Alyssa Disney for her participation, Mrs. Devaney, Clyde, and Joanne for the pie celebration, or the pie eating. It was a great day. It was an incredible event, and for everybody who helped make that day possible, it was a great community day, a great day for our community. And so, you know, we have spent the last 3.5 years working on building a sense of community in OS, right? Like, we're extremely fractured town. That's the honest truth. You have 3 counties. You have 3 distinct, you have Norwood, you have Kellytown, and you have Tuckertown, right? I mean, that's 3 distinct communities inside of a city. And, you know, when you think of Cofield, you think of a unified group of people. That's a fact. When you think of Oliver Springs, you think of it's splintered. And so we have spent 3.5 years on working on bringing community together. And Saturday was a culmination of bringing community together. And it was an incredible honor Saturday night to put on the fireworks display that my wife graciously allowed me to do. But the amount of work that went in behind that, Charlie saw just a little bit of it. I'm talking hundreds of hours of preparation. People don't understand. I mean, that was almost $15,000 that we spent. The town didn't spend it. That was my wife and I, because we love our town. And we want to see community continue to grow in our town. And if you were there, it was a show. 28 minutes, almost 29 minutes. And it was I won't say a grand finale from beginning to end, but it was almost a grand finale from beginning to end. It wasn't one shot, no, it was incredible. My cousin Josh, who DJ'd the event, did an incredible job. I think of BB, he helped. My cousin Chris helped. My foreman Jacob Price, and the list goes on. And that would never have been possible without the help from all those people. And so thank you. I know that Tony on the street crew, man, that dude gave, I don't know how many hours he was out there helping. And then Sunday, I think he did the whole cleanup by himself. And I was shocked, floored, because we were going to go back Sunday after church. And all of a sudden, after church, I get 3 text message pictures. It's free. It was clean. So Tony, thank you. I know he's not here tonight, but publicly, thank you. So that was an incredible event. Also, tonight I have 2 checks that I want to present. When I became mayor, I told Ramona I didn't want to be paid. I told Joe I didn't want to be paid. And they were like, it's in the charter that you are to be paid. You cannot not be paid. So the first year I took the funds and I bought asphalt, and me and Josh McBee filled $500 worth of potholes in the town. And that's a fact. And so tonight I have 2 $500 checks that I want to present to 2 individuals that are here tonight. One is Miss Julia Daniel. On behalf of the Mamie Carmichael Foundation, I want to present a check for $500. So if you would please come forward. Miss Betty, how are you?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. So I didn't take this job to make money. I took it to serve people. And so you all take that, and for sure, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it so much. So
And I want to say praise the Lord.
you're very welcome.
Thank you, thank
Yes, ma'am.
you.
Thank you.
God's with you.
Too. Thank you.
Go ahead, Sister Kirk.
And the second check I'd like to present is to, hands down, I said for a long time she's one of the best. I'm beginning to think she is the best librarian in the state of Tennessee. She's done a phenomenal job transforming, what was a very quiet place into basically a community center. I mean, that's what I hear people refer to it as now, is the community center. Because if you go down there, it's not just for kids, okay? There's adults, there's seniors. I mean, she had 2 events recently, a magic event and a soap and suds event, and there was, I guess the soap and suds was 100, 150 kids. The magic show was 75 to 100 kids. I mean, just incredible, right? Who would have thought that in Oliver Springs? But that was part of my vision that I shared with Corey, that I wanted to transform that place into, what was the word? Community, right? And that's what Jessica has done. And so I want to take the other $500 and donate it to the library. So Miss Jessica, please come forward. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right.
Mayor, not to cut in, but we need to give the Mamie C. Carmichael Foundation a hand.
That's for sure. Thank you, Dudley. All right, I think that's all I have. Yep. All right, Corey.
Announcements, this Saturday, July the 18th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., we're having our back-to-school bash downtown. I don't want to take Charlie's thunder, I'll let her talk a little bit more about it. But there are handouts out on the table. One message that I got this week, talking with another city manager, during Anderson County's budget committee meeting, right now we're getting roughly $50,000 for municipal fire departments. They're looking about cutting that to 10. So I've got a few meetings set up just to try to find out what all we got going on there. But they're going from $50,000 to $10,000 for a city like us, I mean, that's a huge cut. You know, it don't really affect Oak Ridge or a city the size of Oak Ridge as drastic as that would for us. So that's one thing you need to follow up with that. TDOT, Tri-County Boulevard still on schedule to be paved in 27. The mayor and myself do have a meeting with TDOT engineer. That is, we still are planning to remove the raised medians on Tri-County Boulevard.
And I do want to say thank you to Rick Scarborough for helping facilitate that. So that's our state representative for the Anderson County side, he's District 33, and so he helped set this meeting up. So thank you, Rick.
Clinton Utility Board, big thank you to Clinton Utility Board. Currently, they're replacing security lights with the LED lights. They've been through the Sleepy Hollow area. Yesterday, they were working their way out Airport Road toward Norwood. So we did discuss that here a couple of years ago. So they are following through on that. That's
Which should be a very good savings to the city.
It should be.
Because right now we pay roughly $4,500 a month just on the street light utility bill. So hopefully it'll be cut in half. That's what the goal is, hopefully.
The other thing would be the paving on Airport Road. Yesterday, we decided to go ahead and patch the water cuts. So the street department, some of the water department helped do that today. Tomorrow, we're going to make our way out Strut Street, patch the water cuts. I still don't have an estimated date of when Rogers Group is going to finish Airport. So we would end at least got a little bit of relief for the residents. So that's all I've got right now.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Miller.
I have nothing at this time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Bass.
I have nothing at this time.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Bailey.
I just wanted to share a little more information about the back to school bash. So downtown, the road will be closed off. Thank you to David and his crew for helping with that. Beach Park always supplies school supplies for free, so we'll be handing out free school supplies to the kids. And Devaney's will be open and helps plan the event, so thank you, Becky. This year we've added a section to the event, so we have a touch a truck section. Got a lot of really cool cars and trucks coming for the kids, so it'll be really neat. And then thank you to the youth club for sponsoring the event. They usually pay for our dunk tank and our bounce house, so we don't have to worry about that. And last thing, thank you, Jason and Vicki, for the 4th of July, because it was great. So that's all.
Hey, one other thing on the back to school bash, we will be handing out backpacks, correct?
Yes, backpacks with
School
supplies,
supplies.
yes.
Thank you, Ms. Bailey. Mrs. Van Hook.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Holland.
Corey, so CUB's committed to do the entire town?
I assume,
They're gonna do
so
it
about 2
themselves.
years ago, we talked about, they said they were in the process of replacing all the, or going to LEDs. So I would assume that they were to us now that finished Clinton, and they're starting this way, so
Yeah, no,
That's-
that's a lot of lines.
yeah, that's a lot. Yes.
Have you heard any, at one time it was really, not CUB, but they were stringing a lot of internet cables and fiber through town or something. Has that died out or is that?
So it has been a while. That's probably been a month or so since it's probably closer to 2 now. There was a company in here running a lot of fiber, so I don't know if that's complete. I can follow up on that though.
Because I must have outfit survey every pole, every ditch, the entire town just about. And also could we maybe have the guys, showed you that ditch, but I think the ditch, water runs underneath the town, underneath the stone building, going underneath the Vaney's. I'm afraid a lot of that brush is gonna break loose and log jam.
So when he's talking about the last flood, we had a real hard rain, in between the old bank building and I guess Conrad's building thing. Okay.
Segments.
In between those buildings, a lot of debris and conduit. There's conduit, electrical wire, and everything that's running through the old stuff running through there, so we definitely need to get ahead of that one. Yeah.
And maybe have to backtrack towards Spring Street on it, towards, for stuff that'll break loose and come right back.
Right.
I've seen that rise real quick.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Devaney?
Nothing at this time.
Thank you, ma'am. Chief?
Also, at the Back to School Bash,
Yes.
Miss Disney's Treasures will be giving away free t-shirts to
Okay.
the students.
Awesome, thank you. All right, fire chief is not here. Okay. New business. Resolution number 2026-07-16B, honoring Ramona Walker for 28 years of distinguished and faithful service to the town of Oliver Springs upon her retirement. Ms. Ramona is here tonight, yes? So I'll read aloud the resolution.
You gotta make her stand. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, whereas Ramona Walker has faithfully served the town of Oliver Springs for 28 years, dedicating her professional career to the citizens of the town. Through her exceptional service as court clerk and finance director to the most essential and trusted positions within municipal government. Whereas throughout her 28 years of service, Ms. Walker has carried out her responsibilities with the highest standards of integrity, professionalism, accountability, and unwavering dedication, earning the confidence and respect of elected officials, fellow employees, auditors, state agencies, and the citizens she's faithfully served. Whereas as court clerk, Ms. Walker administered the operations of municipal court with fairness and impartiality, ensuring that the administration of justice was conducted efficiently, professionally, and in accordance with the laws of the state of Tennessee. Whereas as finance director, Ms. Walker served as the steward of the town's financial resources, overseeing accounting, payroll, financial reporting, audits, the prudent management of public funds with exceptional competence and fiscal responsibility, helping to safeguard the town's financial stability for nearly 3 decades. Whereas her knowledge, leadership, and institutional experience have been invaluable assets to the town of Oliver Springs, providing continuity through changing administrations while serving as a trusted advisor and resource to elected officials, department heads, employees, and citizens alike. Whereas 28 years of dedicated municipal service represents a remarkable career devoted to the betterment of Oliver Springs community, reflecting extraordinary loyalty and steadfast commitment to public service that few achieve. Whereas through countless hours of hard work, often behind the scenes without public recognition, Ms. Walker has helped ensure the efficient operation of town government, contributing to the success and stability of the organization while leaving a lasting legacy of professionalism, excellence, and integrity. Whereas upon the occasion of her retirement, it is both fitting and appropriate that the mayor and board of aldermen formally recognize Ramona Walker for her extraordinary career and express the sincere gratitude of the entire town for her many years of faithful and dedicated service. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and board of aldermen of the town of Oliver Springs, Tennessee, that they hereby extend their deepest appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to Ramona Walker for her extraordinary 28 years of distinguished public service and unwavering commitment to the town of Oliver Springs. Be it finally resolved that the mayor and board of aldermen congratulate Mrs. Walker upon her earned retirement and extend their sincere wishes for many years of health, happiness, and fulfillment.
Thank you, I appreciate
Thank
that. And it has been a privilege and an honor
Thank
to
you, ma'am.
serve this community.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved.
Oh, boy. Made by Mr. Bass and seconded by Mr. Miller. My goodness. Any discussion? Roll call, Joe?
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Charlie Bailey,
Yes.
Teresa Van Hook,
Yes.
Terry Hall,
Yes.
Becky Devane.
Yes.
Passed.
Thank you, Joe. All right. Item B, discuss and possibly approve resolution 2026-07, 2023-16C, renaming Redbud Park as James Brummett Memorial Park.
You got- All right, whereas James Brummett devoted his life to the betterment of the town of Oliver Springs and its citizens through his unwavering commitment to public service, civic involvement, and community leadership. Mr. Brummett was a dedicated family man whose integrity, compassion, humility, and selfless service left a lasting impact upon his family, friends, neighbors, and the community he loved. Throughout his life, James Brummett exemplified the highest ideals of servant leadership by placing the needs of others before his own and working tirelessly to improve the quality of life for the residents of Oliver Springs. Whereas the Board of Mayor and Aldermen find it fitting and appropriate to permanently recognize Mr. Brummett's extraordinary contributions by naming a public park in his honor. Whereas the renaming of Redbud Park as James Brummett Memorial Park will serve as a lasting tribute to his legacy, inspire future generations to embrace the values of community service, kindness, leadership, and civic responsibility. Whereas the Board of Mayor and Aldermen desires to ensure that Mr. Brummett's memory and contribution remain an enduring part of the town's history. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Board of Aldermen of the town of Oliver Springs, Tennessee as follows. Park renaming. The public park presently known as Redbud Park is hereby officially renamed James Brummett Memorial Park, effective immediately upon adoption of this resolution. Installation of signage. The city manager is hereby authorized and directed to coordinate the design, purchase, and installation of the appropriate signage and any other necessary park identifications reflecting the new name, James Brummett Memorial Park. City manager and all appropriate town departments are authorized to update all official records, maps, websites, signage, and other references to reflect the park's new name. Memorial recognition. The Board of Mayor and Aldermen concurs the placement of a commemorative plaque or memorial marker within James Brummett Memorial Park, recognizing Mr. Brummett's lifetime of service and dedication to the town of Oliver Springs. The wording and design of such memorial shall be approved by the board. Purpose. It is the intent of this resolution that James Brummett Memorial Park stands as a permanent reminder of Mr. Brummett's devotion to family, community, public service, encouraging present and future generations to embrace the principles of servant leadership and community stewardship that he so faithfully demonstrated throughout his life.
Do we have a motion to accept? So moved. Motion by Ms. Van Hook, second by Mr. Miller. Any discussion? Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller.
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass.
Yeah.
Charlie Bailey.
Yes.
Teresa Van Hook.
Yes.
Larry Hall.
Yes.
Becky Devane.
Yes.
Abs.
Awesome. Good. This is. Times like this, make serving very rewarding. We have to endure all the hardship and headaches, but then it's times like these that make it all worth it. Item C, discuss and possibly approve resolution 2026-07-16D, a resolution authorizing the establishment of a sanitation fund bank account for the receipt, management, and distribution of sanitation revenues. Court.
This is just a resolution. This is just kind of cleaning up some of the sanitation fund stuff. Right now, water department brings in the garbage pickup fees. We write a check to the general fund. General fund transfers to the sanitation fund. So this is just kind of putting the middleman out, correct the sanitation on the bank account. So, resolution of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the town of Oliver Springs, Tennessee, authorizing the establishment of the sanitation fund bank account for the receipt, management, and disbursement of sanitation revenues. This is at one bank, too.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Bass. Do we have a second? Second. Second by Mr. Miller. Any discussion? Roll call, Joe?
Robert Miller,
Yes.
Jeff Bass.
Yes.
Charlie Bailey,
Yes.
Teresa Van Hook,
Yes.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
Becky Devane.
Yes.
Item D, discuss and possibly approve resolution number 2026-07-16E, authorizing changes to authorize signatories and account administrators for the Town of Oliver Springs bank account maintained at one bank. Corey.
Resolution authorizing changes, authorizing signatories and county administrators for the Town of Oliver Springs bank accounts maintained at one bank. Basically, what this resolution is removing Ramona Walker due to retirement, and adding Corey Dyson to the Town of Oliver Springs bank accounts. And these are, again, signatory authority and administrator privileges.
Do you have a motion?
Make the motion.
Motion by Ms. Van Hook. Do we have a second? Second by Ms. Devaney. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, as a point of order, the bank may have its own form
Okay.
that we have to fill out because they have their own form and our form doesn't match their computer.
Yes.
I've seen that many times. And so the motion will read that not only these, but any bank form that one bank requires that's custom for the bank.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's just,
So everybody's name that's on those accounts, we'll have to go out there
yeah,
and sign.
yeah, there's, banks are sticklers because they got auditors.
All right, fair enough. Any discussion? Roll call, Joe?
Robert Miller,
Yes.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Charlie Bailey,
Yes.
Teresa Van Hook,
Yes.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
Becky Devane.
Yes.
Passed.
Thank you, Joe. Discuss and possibly approve resolution number 2026-07-16F, a resolution to accept cash and ACH payments for municipal revenues.
So resolution is to begin accepting cash and ACH payments, again, for municipal revenues. One other thing that we're going to do for property taxes this year, and I did not mention during the budget, we're going to start taking payments on property taxes. So that will again, when the bills go out, so from October to February, we will begin start taking payments. So that if somebody wants to come in and pay $50 here, $100 here, instead of having to pay everything at once. So that will be one change that we are trying to help people out. But this resolution, again, accept cash, ACH payments for municipal revenues.
Does that include court costs and fines?
So, yes, so Section 2 types of payments. The town may accept cash and ACH payments, including but not limited to property taxes, municipal court fines, fees, and court costs, building permits and inspection fees, business license and privilege taxes, beer permits and other regulatory permits, planning and zoning application fees, recreation fees, rental fees for town facilities, cemetery fees, copies, records, requests, administrative fees, codes enforcement penalties, grants and donations and reimbursement, and any other fee, tax, assessment, charge, or monies lawfully owed to the town of Oliver Springs.
Do we have a motion?
Make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Bass. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Van Hook. Any discussion?
Yes. Will there be any kind of a fee attached to using the ACH to pay? We know
I
that.
don't know if one bank has the fee or not. I can't remember from the water. I can't water market there is for one bank. Andy, do you remember if the fee for the ACH payment for the water department?
There
is
is
no
no fee for the ACH.
I don't think there was.
Okay.
I think there is.
Good. Thank you. That's my question.
Any further discussion?
Meant to ask, there was a lawnmower at the cemetery. Was it broke down or is they had the hood up? It was a small,
I'm not sure.
about 2 days ago.
Probably was. We're down a couple one where we right now. But,
That's why we have item G on the agenda to approve the purchase of a mower. All right, roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Yes.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Charlie Bailey,
Yes.
Teresa Van Hook,
Yes.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
Becky Devane.
Yes.
Passed.
Thank you, Joe. Item F, discuss and possibly approve an emergency purchase of an AC unit for City Hall.
So if you don't pass item F, you probably will get me run out of City Hall. So the AC unit is out for Ramona's office right now in the kitchen. So, and this was 2 weeks ago, so Miss Wendy's helped try to get bids and contacted 3 people. And as of Monday, Atkins was the only bid we received. I know that the mayor sent somebody down here yesterday. I'd already contacted Atkins and told them to go ahead and order it. It'll be here next Wednesday. So that was the only bid that we had received.
So do we have a motion to accept the Atkins bid?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Bass, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Van Hook, any discussion?
Can we post, that's a little high for a unit, can we postpone this and see? I got a guy that'll be here tomorrow, you get a bid for one.
So you could authorize me to, we can do it under emergency purchase.
Well, as a point of contract, if you've already authorized Atkins to order that, does that put the city on the hook?
Yes.
Where the city has to pay Atkins, notwithstanding the fact that we've got a low bid? And see, I don't know, I haven't seen the contract documents, and our city attorney wouldn't know either, because he hadn't seen them either.
That was all we got, was this right here.
What you don't want to do is have to buy 2.
So we probably need to go with Atkins.
They've already been authorized to order it.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a 2-ton gas unit.
it is.
Yeah.
Does this include installations?
Yeah, it is.
And the thermostat.
I see that on there.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Pass.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Charlie Bailey,
Yes.
Teresa Van Hook,
Yes.
Terry Hogg,
Yes.
Becky Vane.
Yes.
Passes 5-0 this morning.
Thank you, sir. Discuss and possibly approve the capital purchase of the lawnmower for the Parks Department. Court?
All right, so 2 weeks ago, we've been having issues with the parks lawnmower, just kind of kicking the can down the road. It's finally gave up. BB and I actually wrote a letter to council with attached the bid from the back. So this is a Sourcewell pricing bid. We did look at some other brands of mowers. Everything was around 17,000, 19,000. So by using your Sourcewell contract, you're getting 26% off of this. Also, by using Sourcewell, you do not have to bid these purchases out. So from Dove Outdoor Equipment in Harriman, for Bobcat ZT 7000, this is their commercial mower, kind of top of the line. The MSRP price was $17,374. This price is $12,990 with a customer service fee of $199.50. Total price is $13,099.50.
Kind of warranty that they have with it.
I don't know the answer to that. I don't see it in this quote.
Kind of warranty.
Yeah.
There was a capital improvement project that we had voted on for the new budget year, so.
This is the one for the park, right?
Yes.
That was in the budget.
Yeah. There was actually, I think, 16,000 in for the budget.
I think so, yeah, so coming under budget, so that's good. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Bass, second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Van Hook. Any discussion? Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Charlie Bailey,
Pass.
Teresa Mann,
Yes.
Terry Hall,
Yes.
Meredith Lane,
Yes.
Dan.
Thank you, Joe. H, discuss and possibly approve ordinance number 2026-07-16G, an ordinance establishing procedures, requirements, and fees for special events, festivals, and parades within the town of Oliver Springs. Court.
All right, so a lot of changes from the original draft ordinance that went out a few months ago. So ordinance establishes procedures, requirements, and fees for special events, festivals, and parades within the town of Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Section 1, purpose. The purpose of this ordinance is to protect public health, safety, and welfare, ensure adequate provision of police, fire, sanitation, public services, regulate the use of public property, streets, and parks, ensure that town of Oliver Springs will cover costs associated with special events, establishing a fair and uniform permitting process for all event sponsors, businesses, civic groups, individuals, and nonprofit organizations. Section 2, definitions. Now we have added a few letters here. Special event, any organized gathering, including but not limited to festivals, parades, concerts, fairs, markets, exhibitions, runs, or similar activities conducted on public property that require town services, uses town property, or impacts public streets, right-of-ways, or public safety. Event sponsor, any individual, nonprofit organization, business, or group responsible for organizing or conducting an event. Large event, an event with 500 or more attendees. Small event, an event with fewer than 500 attendees. Town property, any public park, street, right-of-way, building, or facility owned or controlled by the town. Transient vendor, any person who brings into temporary premises and exhibits stocks of merchandise to the public for the purpose of selling or offering to sell the merchandise for the, or to the public. That transient vendor definition comes out of an ordinance that was passed in 1989. So you already have any transit vendor has to obtain a permit from the town. It's $20. It was an ordinance from again 1989. So we're not creating anything new. So this is just copied from your existing ordinance to this.
And once again, Corey is the master of minutes reading. I don't know, I know Wendy does too. I don't know how y'all do it. I try to read them and I'm like, ooh. Straight from 1989, straight from the minutes. There you go.
So permit required. No person or organization shall organize, advertise, or conduct a special event or person obtaining a special event permit from the town. This requirement applies to nonprofit civic groups, businesses, and individuals. City-sponsored events are not exempt, but fees may be waived by the city manager, mayor, and/or city council. School-related events are not exempt, but fees may be waived by the city manager, mayor, and/or city council. Application requirements. Applications must be submitted at least 45 days prior to the event and shall include event description, purpose and schedule, estimated attendance, site plan, and/or route map, list of all vendors, description of food, alcohol, or merchandise sales, traffic control plan if applicable, sanitation and cleanup plan, emergency and safety plan, proof of insurance, with Oliver Springs listed as the additional insured. That was the main reason of passing this, was your insurance has been required for the past 2 years. Permit fees, the application fee, non-refundable, $20. Town services, assessments, and costs. Police services, chief of police to conduct a security assessment based on the type, size, and location of event to determine the police service costs and needs. Public Works and Cleanup, city manager to determine the appropriate staffing needs per event and costs, includes trash removal, street cleaning, park restoration. Fire EMS standby, fire chief to conduct an assessment based on the type, size, and location of the event to determine the emergency service costs and needs. Fire chief and city manager to determine the appropriate staffing needs per event. Equipment use, based on security, fire, and EMS, and public works assessments. Electrical usage, Arrowhead Park Pavilion, Arrowhead Park Multiple Lights, OSTD buildings. Use of town property fees, when town park streets facility are used, the park field use fees apply. That was passed in September of 24. And that was where you had people coming in and hosting the baseball, softball tournaments on the field. So those park field uses apply. Additional fees for exclusive use or multi-day events. Vendors. All vendors are required to purchase a permit from the town of Olive Springs. Your annual transient vendor permit fee is $20. That's already in your 1989 ordinance. So it's already there, it's not been followed. So again, you're not creating anything new. All food truck vendors must provide a copy of their business license, copy of the insurance certificate. Section 8, again, is your insurance. Insurance indemnification, minimum $1 million liability insurance required. Town must be listed as additionally insured. Sponsor must sign a hold harmless agreement. Section 10, conditions of the permit. Town may impose conditions including limits on hours, noise, and attendance, required police security staffing, sanitation restroom requirements, traffic control measures, restriction on alcohol sales, required fire and EMS staffing. Standards for approval. Permit shall be approved only if the event will not unreasonably disrupt traffic or public services. Adequate safety measures are in place. Applicant agrees to pay all fees and costs. The event does not create a public nuisance. Denial and revocation. Permits may be denied for incomplete application or safety concerns. Permits may be revoked for violation of the conditions, safety conditions, non-payment of fees. Violations and penalties. Failure to obtain a permit, $50 fine plus court cost. Event sponsor or organizer responsible for damage to town-owned property. Future permits may be denied. Special provisions for annual permits. Annual events must apply annually. Submit post-event reporting within 45 days from event closure. Attendance, vendor list, vendor permit fees be subject to updated fees conditions each year. Effective date of this order shall take effect July 16, 2026. Public welfare requirement. So one thing that we did discuss over the past few days was the vendor permits. Obviously, the insurance has to, that goes into effect now. That hasn't happened. But as far as like vendor permit fees, since you're late into the year, you're not going to enforce that until the first of the year, like January 1st. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts.
Yeah. I agree.
You pass it as is. It's
Right.
just,
And just,
I mean, you're halfway through the year.
right, delay implementation until January 1st, 2027. I get the effective start date.
Yeah.
So,
If I understand your intent correctly, the motion was made and seconded to pass this with the provision that as far as insurance requirements, that would be effective immediately.
yes.
But as far as vendor permits and the totality of the ordinance would be effective January 1st of 2027. You could also put in there a provision that would grandfather the October Sky Festival put on by the Historical Society for October of 2026, but require them, because our insurance requires us to have the sticker of insurance and the hold harmless clause.
Right.
Corey, section 8, the vendors, the number 2, I would also put health inspection. Copy of business license, copy of insurance certificate, and health inspection.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
I would think they'd have that in the truck, wouldn't they? Something from the health department?
Oh, sure.
So what was that date? Now we're gonna, the balance of the ordinance become effective.
January 1st of 2027.
Yeah. So that
I would go
would,
ahead and pass it as is and just don't enforce it till January 1st.
but,
Just don't. I mean,
but what Joe said
Yeah.
is correct about the insurance
Yeah.
section of, yeah. And that way, there's no undue burden, financial burden on October Sky or any other event, Christmas parade or Christmas in downtown or anything like that. It doesn't affect that. So, but next year it would, and that way everybody has plenty of time to know and prepare. Fair?
so again, your transit vendor permit fees are already supposed to be collected.
Right.
So,
Yes. Okay. Do we have a motion to accept? Motion by Ms. Bailey. Do we have a second? Second by Ms. Manhook. Any discussion?
I've got,
Oh, yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm sure, I just feel better, really almost need a definition. I mean, it's fine, but like, as special event permit versus the application fee. I'm just going down where it says cost on everything. What's the difference between the special event permit and the application fee? I'm going to go front to back. As far as cost.
Okay, Joey?
Oh, special event, let's see.
Here, section 2.
Yeah, standards.
The only two fees that are defined in here is the application fee that the event sponsor has to fill out. And then the transit vendor, so anybody, back to the definition, transit vendor, any person who brings in a temporary premises, exhibit stocks and merchandise to the public for purpose of selling or offering to sell merchandise to the public. So that's your vendor fee there.
Under section 540, permit fee, A, the application fee, which is not refundable, is $20. That's what the event sponsor
Yeah.
pays, $20, right?
Yes.
Then the special event, let's see.
So it's really it's the same thing, right, Corey? A special event or it's the same,
Oh, one or the other.
Is it section 5 permit fee and then it says application fee?
yeah, so a permit fee and an application fee are the same thing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's one of the,
So these are the same, this application fee and permit fee means the same thing?
feel like going forward, like it says, police. And then at the end it has service cost and needs. So their expense to the application person to that,
Right now, the city's gonna eat that cost.
well, I mean, going forward, say next year, it's still,
Unless,
It says the chief of police to conduct the security assessment based on the type, size, and location of the event to determine the police service costs and needs.
yeah,
So who pays the assessment of these costs? Okay, let's say David finds out that he's gonna need 2 more officers that are on staff for that period of time.
yeah,
And he needs 2 more officers to care for an event.
yeah, all that was taken out, the city's gonna continue to eat that cost.
The city's gonna continue to pay for the officers.
Yep,
The city's gonna continue to pay for the fire and EMS standby. And we're gonna continue to pay for the cleanup. Trash removal, street cleaning, and park restoration.
now, the event application will, when they come in to fill out the application, it's gonna find responsibilities of the city's responsibilities and then the event sponsor. So that's all covered by the applications.
And I just want to be clear, are we saying that the city is going to cover the service costs?
Unfortunately, yes,
Why are we saying that?
we can always add back.
Yeah, it was in the first one, it's taken out for the second one. Because we don't want it to be an undue burden.
Why is it an undue burden on us? We just had to raise property taxes.
Well, see, that's what I was just getting ready to say. If we're gonna rip the Band-Aid off, let's rip it off. I mean, we just increased 19 cents property tax, right, to raise $190,000 because our city, once again, finds itself in a precarious situation. No fault of mine or Corey's or anybody on this council or Ramona. Just not. But yet, here we are asking the town to take a $3,000, $5,000 hit.
I'm sorry, I can't vote for that. I'm sorry, I can't.
It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't.
I feel like I think that what's fair is that however many officers, let's say an event requires, let's say David has 2 officers he can spare for an event. But David has investigated and has determined that and assessed that he needs 4 officers to adequately patrol and protect at an event. I'm fine with paying for the 2 officers that we would be paying for anyway. I'm not fine with paying for the other 2 officers. Because I sit here and have people staring at me like, why are you raising our taxes?
Or you stream that on.
Or get
social
screamed
media.
at, or whatever. But I'm perfectly fine with, in my example, we pay for the 2 officers. But I feel like the event sponsor should pay for the other 2 in that example. I'm perfectly fine with us paying for what we would ordinarily have on staff. Our fire patrol, whatever, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with whatever we would ordinarily be paying for. I am not fine with putting it on the back of the taxpayers when we're having a special event. I feel like the special event should pay for itself.
I do agree. My question would be, is there a way, we have like homecoming and Christmas and things coming up, is there a way that if we don't pass this, we can at least pass something to be able to not have to be able to not hold events at this time?
I'm perfectly fine with holding events, what we discussed about, making it active for January 1st, 2027. I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But going forward, after January 1st, people who are sponsoring special events should plan to pay accordingly for the services that are required for that event. That is fair. I don't care what the event is.
So
Mayor,
just,
I would offer this observation because Ms. Bailey made them kind of rang a bell for me. If you have the homecoming parade for the high school or the grade schools, who sponsors it? The school does? If the school does, then does the school pay for this out of its budget? Because 2 officers for a couple hours could be $500 or $1,000, because you take the salary, which is one factor, but you also got your fringe benefits. And your cost per hour, if you're paying the officer, I don't know, $40 an hour, it costs the city probably $60, $80 rather than for that person. So you take the $40 figure or the $80 figure, you have to use the $80 figure for the city to be fully reimbursed. And I have no idea if these figures are right, correct or not, but Chief Laxton could probably clarify that far more accurately than I can. But then again, the school doesn't have money budgeted for this. Are they going to go to the Roane County or Anderson County School Board and try to get more money, which that probably won't be successful because they got budgets and limits too. If it's the Beta Club or some other club sponsoring the event, do they have the money in their budget? And their budgets are tighter than the school budgets. So in some events, there could be, I'll say, extra money, although the event sponsor doesn't think it has extra money, but there could be extra money to pay for it. But in other instances, there wouldn't be.
Well, and it could be, things could be waived based on council.
So you're under permit required, your school-related events are not exempt, so they have to fill out the applications. The fees may be waived by the city manager, mayor, and/or city council.
Correct.
Well, as for right now, as of for tonight, to get it to start what we just passed, could we not just pass section 8 and section 9 to get the insurance and state, and then revisit it and hash out everything else?
You can do it however you want to get from a motion second.
Let me ask, Police Chief, let's say we're going to have an event with 500 people, right on the borderline between a large group and a small group. How many officers, assuming you have one location, and this is another thing. What if we've got something going on down on the street? What if we've got something going on at the park? What if we've got something going on at a third location? How many officers, that determines too, does it not? How many officers you have to have?
Yeah, so where I'm salaried, the assessment itself will be covered by the town because I'm salaried. I don't make no more, no less after 40 hours. So if an assessment comes in, that'll be done for free. But I would say based on the event, what we would need. So everything is going to be based on your crowd. So if you've got a crowd of people going to October Sky Festival, I've already seen from several years of what we're going to need as far as in law enforcement. But like what's in part of this, if it gets to the point where one day we're holding downtown concerts and you're offering off-premise sales of alcohol, you're going to need a lot. So that's where it would come in. You know, I've got, like the judge said, I've got the breakdown of what it costs an officer per hour with the employee tax, with all the other things that are added on, and same as what I've done with the Department of Justice grant for 2 extra officers. I have all those figures and that won't be a problem. But when talking about this, my recommendation would be to pass this as a whole so we don't miss something. And you can just amend it later, say January 1st to add these fees back. You can pass it as a whole, and the mayor can make his own order to me and Corey that I want all fees waived until January 1st. I still think that you don't pass pieces of the puzzle, pass the whole puzzle, we'll revisit later. That would be my recommendation. As far as the assessments, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, I can do things minimal, like we have done for October Sky and the downtown car show. You know, between myself and Captain Owens, we come in, me and him handle the cones. I've got one detective that has to end up missing some days during the week. He makes up hours on a Saturday. We can go out and deploy the cones as long as it's not a lot of enforcement action where I need a uniformed officer with a body camera. We can handle a lot of what we need. I've already got officers that are assigned to basically our community resilience team that handle the gaming trailer. So if it's deployed for an event, I already have officers there that can take action. So a lot of things, depending on how we word this, we can work with a lot of people and say, we can do it this way or we can do it that way and give them options. So it's not just going to be a clear cut, you're going to have to pay this much an hour just to have a uniformed officer just standing around. If you end up, you know, doing a request for the gaming trailer, that's going to stick 1 or 2 officers already there. They're getting to do their community engagement hours with the public. It's a win-win. You're adding officers in the area and it's not really costing them a lot of money.
I agree with David.
Did somebody, did I hear correctly that said the mayor or the city manager should waive the fees?
Could, yeah, city
Where's that
manager
in the ordinance?
or council.
Where's that in the ordinance?
Under permits required, page 2, city-sponsored events are not exempt, but fees may be waived by the city manager, mayor, and/or city council. 4 is school-related events are not exempt, but fees may be waived by the city manager, mayor, and/or city council. That's page 2 on the back.
Okay, I see that, but if it's another group, say a car show, the fees can't be waived. If it's a car show that's sponsored by a car organization, fees can't be waived. For example, Beach Park Baptist Church's car show and the other shows that they have from time to time.
That's on private property.
Private property, yeah, that's right.
That is on private property.
But if you had a church organization that had a parade, the fees couldn't be waived. Because it only says city-sponsored events or school-related events.
But that fee's only $20, right?
Yeah.
What about your Little League events? Your Little League community, it's not school.
Yeah.
But it can't be waived, although they're generally playing down at the ball field.
Like the parade, Little League parade.
Yeah,
like
they're in
Norwood parades and.
That would be subject to this, and they would have to pay for any extra security.
You've got to do the assessments anyway, because I mean, if we close, the police has got to give so many days' notice to close the street.
I mean, just, again, I mean, it's something we can just add to it. We can amend this and add to it. You know, like David said, pass what's in front of us and then make a list of amendments that we need to make, and let's just make it first week of August.
There's more, but not a school-related event.
The
parade?
No.
Parade?
No, it's put on by Boys Club.
Your Boys Club.
Yeah, Boys and Girls Clubs.
Could I ask just one more clarifying question about the vendor list? So that needs to be provided with our application, which needs to be 45 days prior to the event. So does that mean we need to know every vendor that we're gonna have 45 days before our event? Because we, as the Historical Society, are usually accepting applications
The day
for
of.
like weeks beforehand, so.
And you can only submit what you've got.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanna make sure for future events.
They can file supplemental stuff too.
For sure.
They might have somebody come in the day of the event, but
Right.
they'd file it
So,
then.
All right. Then, this is kind of, that's what I've done down through every calls. What I asked, applied for all the calls, like the fire chief, the city manager, where you said appropriate staffing needs per the calls, next time they play off.
All I'll ask is, we have got the plan for the events, and you're thinking bigger. So you're thinking October Sky Festival, that's thinking small in the box. We're thinking of summer concert series that we canceled for the summer.
Right. Well, that's what I kind of getting at.
15,000 people.
Even kind of like October Sky, it's grown so much now that we really have 4 events at the same time. You have the Arrowhead, you have the library, you have
Car show.
Sharps, you have the car show. So really, when you go manpower, it's really, the chief's getting spread thin, but now you're trying to provide 4 spots instead of the old.
That's my exact point. What I was saying about the service costs and needs is, how do you adequately secure when you've got so many venues going at the same time? I mean, it's a wonderful problem to have, to be able to do things like that. But at the same time, you've got to be able to secure the area, whatever the area looks like, or however much the area is. And the town, frankly, friends, cannot afford it. You can't balance it all on our back.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
The Historical Society has only sponsored the October Sky Festival at the city park. The other areas has been added by the city.
That's not, the other areas are added by individuals, like me.
Right.
We did Charlotte, that's not
Well,
the city.
in other individuals, not,
It was around the
the
city
Historical
for the
Society
community.
does one place, is what I was saying.
And I have, okay,
Yeah.
so we did a haunted house at a funeral home in the garage. I paid the fire department and the police department to come and make it secure. The business paid for it because it was the business sponsoring the event.
Right.
I have no issues doing that.
Right.
Because the taxpayers didn't fund it, it was, we put it up, I had people come in and put it up, we paid for the insurance for it, so there was no issues if somebody got hurt, had a safety program, had the whole deal. So those kind of things I've done before. I don't mind paying for these guys to come. That keeps the community safe. And the firemen, EMS, they were all there. Where were they at? 2 blocks from the funeral, 2 blocks. Did they have to be there? They felt they did. But 2 blocks, they could have made it if they had a problem. I mean, they could have run down the street. They were that close. But we paid them to show up and stay there for a month.
What I was saying, that we started out 18 years ago with the city park, and that's, we didn't do the car show and sharks and all
Well, the
of
other
that.
reason
We just
we
did the
was, because we had,
one place.
we had a young man that wanted to go to Oliver Springs festival. He couldn't afford the fee. I'm not turning him away when he said, hey, can I sell lemonade at the funeral home? So we started the event. Now it expanded. Another lady from Beach Park, she makes blankets. She was scared to death to do that. Okay, so we had her come so she could get her feet wet at an event. So ours, we didn't charge fees, we did none of that. We just opened a space for people to come and do for the community, not for any other purpose, for the community.
I think the question that she's asking is the same thing that Ms. Van Hook asked. How do you allocate that cost?
I think if the town is sponsoring an event, let's say we're sponsoring a car show, then we're responsible for the police officers of protection. That is responsible for that part. My point is, whoever is responsible for a particular event should be the one who pays for the protection that must be afforded to all of the attendees. That's my point.
All right, so, yeah, I got one more that I wish I'd come up with this on the phone. On the liability, sometimes the Historic Society runs golf carts, running people from the field to see the car show, the library, to and from. They have an accident, who's liable for coming to do it, the town? A favor.
Who's like?
Where those controls some of those liability.
Yeah.
Where you have someone operating a golf cart, if I'm the longer suing, I sue the driver of the golf cart, and I sue whoever is sponsoring the golf cart, like the Historical Society or the town. That's why you need to have insurance in place, because the driver probably is not insured, but he might have made a mistake by turning too sharply or whatever and creating a problem. If the town has no control over the golf cart, then the town's not responsible. I guess the main question is who supplies the golf carts? If the town or the historical society contracts with a provider to give us 10 golf carts with drivers, then that puts the golf cart company at risk with the ultimate liability. Although a good plaintiff's lawyer will sue everybody they can, because the more people you sue, the greater your likelihood to collect, and your job is to win your case for your client. So in that regard, you have to analyze who owns the cart, who is in control of the cart, by the driver, who assigns the driver. Does the cart go from the Airhead Park to the museum, back and forth? Is that its job? See, would the Historical Society have some kind of responsibility to direct traffic? Would the police department have some kind of responsibility to direct traffic for the golf cart? And see, a lot of this is a question of fact that you'd have to get into when you have a claim.
So I guess you're saying a person would be a fool to get a golf cart out.
No, I would say that golf carts are very important, but at the same time, it's like cars. You'd have a bus going back and forth too. If somebody slips and falls on an improperly maintained stair in the bus, should you not have buses at the park to haul people back and forth at the
But the
event?
purpose of the golf cart is for historic, for example, the cart to the car show. Well, that's just a service to help maybe older people out, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you cross that line, so the historics can take the responsibility to help the car show out, you know what I'm saying? It kind of gets.
That's the choice the Historical Society has to make, because if they run the cart from Airhead Park down here to a different organization sponsoring down here, the golf cart's still under the control and direction of the Historical Society. The Historical Society says you have one route from Airhead Park to the museum, and then they deviate from that route that's called going out on the lark, as I recall from law school. Then the Historical Society may not be responsible unless the Historical Society knew that the driver was deviating from the route and didn't enforce the route. It's not necessarily black and white, it's gray.
So when the sponsor word comes up, I think we're following back to what Ms. Crow was talking about. So say the October Sky Festival, Miss Jessica uses that word too. So they, she would fill out an application for that. October Sky would fill out one too. So there's several sponsors. Would that be 4 sponsors?
I would think that would be a proper interpretation.
Car show, library. I don't even know if Mr.
Car shows.
Yeah, I think it would be 4 sponsors. Yeah, I think it would be 4 different.
So it'd be 4 different things.
I think so.
Yeah.
And see, to answer Mayor Crow's question, how do you know who is sponsoring it? If the car show has the cars downtown, they fill out an application, then they're responsible. The Historical Society has Airhead Park, it fills out an application, it's responsible for Airhead Park. The librarian fills out a form for the library, she's responsible for the library. The funeral home people fill out a form for the funeral home, and they're responsible for the funeral home. And then the officers would probably have to, I'll say, keep some type of log, formal and informal, is where they go. Because if they stay down here, then their cost would be to the car show people. If they go back and forth, then it may be divided in some way. And is that fair? Because maybe the officer is down at the Historical Society for 30 minutes and up here for 8 hours, and he logs 3 or 4 hours for the Historical Society. Well, if it were perfect, we wouldn't all be down here. We just don't have a perfect world and do the best you can. That's what you audit these reports to determine, to make sure they're as accurate as possible. But, and trust me, I don't like bureaucracy, but and I don't like this ordinance either because it creates more bureaucracy. But for insurance purposes, I think it's wise. And also, there could come a time in the future when a group wishes to have an event in Auburn Springs that may create problems with other groups, and then we have a free-for-all. And that's if you don't have any controls in place. For example, if this unusual group doesn't have liability insurance, then they can't get a permit, and the problem's solved. See? So in a way, we are looking ahead down the road to try and eliminate problems, because if you have an unusual group that's got liability insurance and there's people injured, then you have a solvent insurance company to help cover the costs.
Well, we're looking at, if you watch the news at all, you see what's happening a lot in large cities. You're seeing all of this unrest. And I think I think it's necessary to put an events ordinance in place. I do think that's necessary. Because then you have stipulations already in place by which people can or cannot congregate and have an event. So you want to have rules in place to govern your event. And you want to know that you're going to have police protection and fire protection. And you want to know that how you're going to clean up after. All of that, I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. It's not just us up here thinking about how we can aggravate the people a few more minutes. It's not that, or how we can make a few more rules. It's about how to protect Oliver Springs down the road. As much as anything, it's about what we can do to secure a future safe town. And we have to do it now before it becomes too late to have done it and something bad happens. We don't want that to happen. So we're basically trying to protect our citizens, both now and in the future. That's all. How to do it, you see us sitting here tonight trying to figure out how to do it.
I have a question. So when an organization comes to do an event and they pay their application fee, is it looked at like the size of the event? Like, is it like the same rules for everybody that does an event? Or are you looking at, okay, this organization is wanting to come in, and I think someone used like a summer concert series. Is part of that application process asking them how many people are going to be coming? Do you have liability insurance, stuff like that?
There'll be a form to be filled out. Yes, there will be any, like, let's say you represent some big star, just, some big music star coming to town to do a concert. Yes, you would fill out a form. There would be a form where you would actually list, your event, who's in charge of the event, provide your insurance information, all of that. And then the police chief would be evaluating for security. Yes, he would be doing a security assessment, absolutely, and tell you how many people how many officers you would need, what fire and EMS protection would be necessary, that kind of thing. Yes, there's a form that will be available for any event. Like if the Bakers from the funeral home want to have, participate, they would end up filling out a form. Let's say the Historical Society is participating, they'd be filling out a form. Let's say there's a ABC car show, well, ABC car show would be filling out a form as well. Even if it's all happening on the same day.
Let's just say this, if you represent Oliver Anthony and you want to have a concert here, please let me know. We'll have you fill out a fee or applications. I would really appreciate it. Cecil, did you have your hand up, sir?
Do you have a hold harmless agreement in that ordinance? We used to require that, but
yes,
we were told it wasn't necessary anymore.
Yeah, there will be with the application, yeah.
I think you're drafting a new application, are you not? Yes, he's doing a new application.
All right. Any further discussion?
Just one last, section 4, you can do that 9 months ahead of time, where it says that at least 45 days you could do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anything before.
That way if somebody knows their cost goes front, instead of getting blindsided.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to pass what's in front of us, and then we're going to make some amendments going forward for like what Joe pointed out, what Teresa pointed out.
This is kind of in my mind, rough draft. The motion by Bailey and second by Bennett, pass ordinance number 2026-07-16G, provided that the Oliver Springs Historical Society or any other organization, or strike that, provided that this would take effect of January 1st of 2027, provided that the Olive Springs Historical Society and their organization must comply with Section 9 dealing with insurance effective tonight's night. I guess that's probably about it, with the idea that 90% of this will take place next year, but in order to make sure that the town's insurance will cover the town, the Historical Society will have to give the stick of insurance and the whole harmless cost to satisfy insurance company. And if some other organization wants to have an event before the end of the year, they too will have to have the insurance.
Correct. Yes.
So, question, for the homecoming and stuff like that, will they have to have that $1 million life insurance policy? Or that $1 million policy, insurance policy?
I don't think so.
You're talking about homecoming?
Not for this year, no.
You should.
They're not going to have that anyway.
Yeah.
That's a school.
The school,
Yeah.
the school should have that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like for the Boys and Girls Club this fall, they'll have their homecoming. They're not a school, so they're
Right.
not.
Their insurance company should just be able to underwrite the city as a additional insured, and it costs nothing.
Yeah, that's all.
Literally, all it takes is if Becky's my agent, I call her and I say, hey, I need to add the city of Olive Springs as an additional insured, and literally all she does is type it up and boom, it's there. It costs nothing.
Now, kind of a warning is that the Boys and Girls Club probably has an insurance policy on the building. But question, does that insurance cover them if they have an event off of the property, like a parade or some type of event? And see, that's between the Boys Club and Girls Club and the insurance company. That's, Olive Springs has no dog in that fight. I just share that with you because a lot of people think that they got an insurance policy to insure. No, read the terms of the policy. Or if you can't read the terms of the policy and translate it, and even lawyers have trouble translating insurance policies because it's written in gobbledygook, you go to the agent and have him read it to you. You go over it with the agent. And sometimes you get on the phone and call headquarters.
Good question. Anything else?
I think this has been muddied up. I think it's just going to need to be passed as is and just don't enforce it until January the 1st.
Correct.
But if you pass it as is and don't have the enforcement effective January 1st, it's effective this tonight. You got to put that provision in there.
It doesn't. So what's the motion?
I'll make the motion, I'll put it off till the next meeting.
Well,
That can be-
parliamentary procedure, you have a motion second on the floor. Your motion is out of order. If Ms. Bailey and Ms. Van Eck want to withdraw the motions, you can make that motion, or you can make a motion to amend their motion. And if you get a second, then we vote on the amendment. And if you win, then we vote on the motion as amended. If you lose, the original motion is still on the floor.
What was wrong with the going forward, just not have to enforce it, but just not pay the cost?
I don't like just identifying what we paid to see, like the historical society. That don't need to be in the motion. I mean, you're identifying one nonprofit instead of your single amount.
I'm identifying the historical society, require them to comply with the insurance provisions only, and any other organization.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it needs to say.
He did
any other
state any other
organization.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Now, this is a challenge from my standpoint because we have 30 minutes of debate and I have to distill it into a couple of sentences.
Right.
And you all, when you get your minutes for the next meeting, you're welcome to make a motion in seconds to approve the minutes
Right.
and amend this or any other thing if you feel like I did not properly reflect in the minutes the decision of this council. And it's not that I intentionally do this, it's the fact that I'm human.
So Corey, what are you
You're good.
suggesting?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You good with that?
Making a motion to approve it?
We haven't moved to the floor.
Yeah.
The,
We've already done
you're ready
that.
but not the,
Our motion
just
is
the
on the floor.
insurance effective now.
You're ready
That's what
for
we're
a vote.
saying.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
The motion basically says this ordinance will be effective January 1st of 2027,
Right.
provided that the Historical Society and any other organization will have to comply with Section 9 for the insurance
Correct.
effective tonight.
Correct. There you go. So we have a motion, we have a second. Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Charlie Bailey,
Yes.
Teresa Van Hook,
No.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
Becky Devaney.
Yes.
Passes 5-1.
And we'll come back and revisit what Mrs. Van Hook, along with Joe, and I wrote them all down. We'll, in the coming weeks, we'll readdress. We'll make amendments. So, all
And
right.
again, if what I think y'all passed is not what you think you passed, you correct it in the next minutes.
Okay.
When we make a motion statement to approve the minutes of this meeting, you make the amendments.
All right. Last item. Discuss and possibly approve the return of 2 rooms at the library for library use. Corey.
This is what we discussed at the last meeting. Council wanted to put this on the agenda. And that was allowing the library to use all the rooms as the library depot building.
Mr. Mayor, I would remind the council that the issue of the use of the rooms is directly dependent upon who owns or which owns the depot. If the town owns the depot, then I'd say we could do it now. If the Historical Society owns the depot, then they could, in essence, get the whole building. And I'm not saying that one or the other owns it. I've got a personal opinion about who owns it, and I share it with you after the meeting. And I've also shared it with Mr. Wilkinson, because I've seen all the documents. There's been numerous requests that if the Historical Society has other documents contrary, they bring them forth, and I've not seen any. But anyway, if we vote to return these 2 rooms to the library for library use, and the Historical Society owns it, then we've made a mistake. So I would think that this provision should be considered when we take up the issues that Mr. Wilkinson will be involved in. Because the 2 rooms are obviously a part of the depot. And of course, I don't have a vote, but I feel morally obligated because I represented Mr. Wilkinson, that I would give this information to council and make this request, because he would like to review the documents, and he may very well be at the next meeting. I can schedule a workshop.
Then I would make a motion that we put this off until Mr. Wilkerson has a chance to view the information.
Here's another caveat that we could throw out there, and I'm okay with that. I'm also, and I said it to council in a group, I'm okay, I respect either way we go. But, you know, in 1995, it was passed for 2 rooms. Currently being 3 is being used. Could we just revert back to the 2 rooms to give Jessica access to the 3rd room until Bob has a chance to review the data? That's a win-win for all parties, right? Because we are in a crunch for room. That also gives myself and Corey time to meet with Woody and Joe with Woody, Mr. Duncan next week. And, you know, I think that's good faith. But again, I don't have a vote. I don't have a say. That's my opinion.
I'll remove my motion.
So,
Did you withdraw your motion?
Yes.
Okay.
so do we have a motion for?
If nothing is done, a motion and a second, unless there's other business, to adjourn would be the next step.
Okay.
If you wish to take action on this, then whatever motion that's made and gets a second will be discussed and decided upon.
Could we put it on the August 20th agenda and revisit it? That way you and Mr. Wilkerson have time to talk. That's all. fair way to do it, because right now, the historic moves their stuff out, and if it changes, then they're moving their crap right back in.
I don't know, taking the old bill.
So,
Is, Corey, I'm not sure, but would they cut you off? Were you finished with your comments?
Yeah. So the original motion, I think, from
95.
95, gave them permission to use 2 rooms. So we are, you are in the crunch. I mean, that would be a concession on both sides.
Yeah.
And you were, so your state proposal again?
It would be to return back to the 1995 agreement to allow the Historical Society to use 2 rooms, and we get use of the 3rd room, which I'm not extremely familiar, but Corey said it's the room, I guess, where the bathrooms are at. Is that correct, Jessica?
That's the dispatcher's room, I think.
Yeah, so, you know, that would, again, it's,
As a point of parliament procedure, if no action is taken, the action taken by town council many years ago still stands, and so they've got the 2 rooms they're using.
correct. So, right, they still have the 2.
Any action to that effect today would be redundant.
Let me ask our attorney, have you all received any further documentation? What is your current understanding of the legality of who owns the building?
So let me state first and foremost, we've not received any additional documentation. That said, and I'm Zachary Osborne, I'm with Mr. Owens' office, Mr. Crow. I also did not receive correspondence from your attorney, but he may not know that I was the one to be seated here this evening.
He did.
That said, based on the comments and conversation that Judge Van Hook has had with Mr. Wilkinson, the way he's represented this council, ultimately, and to say this first, ultimately, whatever decision this council passes is this council's decision. And it sounds a little redundant, it sounds a little silly, but whatever you decide right now, as Judge Van Hook has observed, you can do nothing, and you can let it remain. Barring, maybe professional courtesy dictates this as well, barring Mr. Wilkinson's opportunity to review those documents, I would also withhold what I believe the city's position should be right now at this time. At least until he has the opportunity to review and come forward if there is in fact evidence on the Historical Society's behalf that might suggest some other outcome. I think that that is fair, I think that that is prudent, and I think that that provides all the opportunity to be heard and to consider and to reach what is an actual factual conclusion rather than what someone might think the appropriate conclusion. But
As part of the procedure, it may be appropriate to make a motion second to instruct your city attorney to turn over to Mr. Wilkinson all the documents in their possession. Now, as a matter of public record, they're public record, Mr. Wilkinson's entitled to them anyway. But if council went on record, that to me would be a step of good faith that the town is wanting to resolve this as speedily and as less confrontational as possible.
if the council makes such a motion, the motion is seconded and passed, we would comply swiftly.
Well, there's that. I mean, I know I text.
It's public record, they're gonna be records anyway.
They're public records, yes.
Yes. I
But
mean,
my thought, if council made that would send a signal that the council is not trying to hide anything, and the council wishes to move forward in good faith
yeah,
to resolve this without a sharply adversarial proceeding. Because quite candidly, the town of Oliver Springs and the Historical Society are a team. We can decide to be on the same team, or we need to decide on opposite teams. And when you have opposite teams, there's going to be a winner and a loser. Played 7 years of basketball in grade school and high school, never had a tie. We always had a winner and a loser. And I also know that when you bring attorneys involved, the attorneys win because they're going to make all the money. Now, I'm for making money. I'm an attorney. That's how I make a living. But I also know the Historical Society doesn't have the money. I also know the town of Oliver Springs doesn't have that kind of money in the budget. And the $5,000 or $10,000 both sides drops on attorneys can be used to further the town and further the goals of the Historical Society. That's my goal, to figure out a way to get the Historical Society and the town on the same team. I talked to a good friend whose name has been mentioned. He and I played 4 years of ball together, and he was our captain. And he mentioned a couple of weeks ago, before I went on vacation, about how to resolve this in such a way as to get through the difficulties. And I thought, he's my teammate. He was my teammate then, he's my teammate now. And that made me thinking, and that's one reason I'm speaking directly to Council and Historical Society, not necessarily as a recorder, but as a citizen of this town. We need to be on the same team. And if you want to see the fellow's picture, it's going to be outside on the right as you go out the door.
I really think it'd be appropriate to get the attorneys and the people involved together.
Well, I agree, yes, because we've got the attorneys now, and so since we have attorneys, we'll work together. I agree.
So, all that being said, we either adjourn, we reaffirm that there was 2 rooms to be used, and we wait, and Jessica has access to the 3rd room, or we just nothing, and it stays status quo until sometime in August.
I make the motion that our attorney provides the documentation to Mr. Wilkinson,
Okay. So we have a motion, do we have a second?
and that we set this for a hearing, or this on our agenda for the second meeting in August.
Okay.
I think it's the 20th.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ms. Van Hook, second by Mr. Bass. Any discussion? Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Charlie Bailey,
Pass.
Teresa Van Hunt,
Yes.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
Becky Vane.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Joe. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Call the Town of Oliver Springs Water Board for July the 16th to order. Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Here.
Jeff Bass,
Here.
Charlie Bailey,
Here.
Teresa Van Hunt,
Here.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
Becky Vane.
Here.
We have all 6, we have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Can we get a motion to approve the minutes from the June 4th meeting?
Make the motion.
Motion by Ms. Van Hook, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Devane. Any discussion? Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Pass.
Jeff Bass,
Pass.
Charlie Bailey,
Yes.
Teresa Van Hunt,
Yes.
Terry Holland,
Yes.
Becky Vane.
Yes.
Pass.
Thank you, Joe. Anybody want to come forward and address council? Do so now, please. Just state your name and your item of business. All right. Mayor update. Don't really have much of an update right now. Just pass it off to Corey.
Our loss is still around 44%. So we've dropped down a couple of percent, so we're at least maintaining that. And I do know that we have had a lot of leaks come in the past 2 weeks, and that's probably due to the rain. The ground's moving a lot of service tubing leaks coming in. I guess back to my normal routine. This is your reminder, utility board member training requirements, 12 hours within the first 12 months of office. They have changed it to only 6 hours of continuing education every 3 years. Before that was 12, so that's a good thing. Also, like our budget workshops that we have. So I usually turn that information in. We can count that as continuing education hours. So the more workshops we have here, that meets the training requirements, as long as we get everything turned in. Now, I do have to get that approved by the comptroller's office a couple weeks before we have it, just to make sure it meets their criteria for training. Water plant, all state reports for June have been submitted. Obviously, our spring level is above average due to the rains. We're still pumping only about 660, 670 gallon bed out of the water plant. Reporting, consumer confidence report for 25 is complete. Everything has been submitted to the state. Distribution system, May we were at 45%, June we were at 44%, so we are still tracking down. Kind of what I mentioned earlier, we are seeing a lot of leaks pop up right now. That's probably due to the rain. Sewer plant, everything's okay there, no violations. Collection system, we finally had an overflow. And that was the Saturday that just north of us got about 7 inches of rain. We got around right at 3 at the sewer plant. So just this area, just a lot of rain coming in. And these rains have kind of been different. They've been heavy. Within 30, 45 minutes, we're getting, close to an inch of rain. So, but that's improvement over the past few years. Projects, 2025 CDBG 10-inch water line. That was the line coming from Richard Drive down to Border Street. Obviously, that is complete. That project has been closed down as well. The current project's 2026 ARC project. That will be the 6-inch PVC line on Rome Street. This equipment behind City Hall in the parking lot, that's the material, the contractor's equipment. So they should be starting. I thought they were supposed to start this week. They probably did because of the rain. The other line was an 8-inch PVC line on West Tri-County Boulevard. In-house projects, Airport Road today or yesterday, I went in and made the decision not to wait on Rogers Group, but just go in and send our crews out there and patch the water cuts. So I don't know if you've been out through there today, but all the water cuts on Airport Road have been patched. Tomorrow, we'll try to do Strutt Street. I think we got maybe 3 cuts there. Now, as far as Rogers Group, I did send their representative a text and email. I just kind of got an okay response back. I didn't get a time frame this time. So I'll keep following up with them, saying on them, try to get, at least get Airport Road paid. The next in-house project we're going to do is a 2-inch water line and a 2-inch PVC or poly pipe for a sewer force main. So 2-inch PVC water line, 2-inch poly sewer on Willow Springs Road. I've got a customer that's having septic tank issues, and he's on the hookup on our sewer. So this would be a 2-inch that will hook up to the 6-inch force main running up Oliver Springs Highway. The only thing I've got left is Jeff Burham. Jeff Burham is retiring after 45 years of service. So I appreciate, is he here?
Yeah.
I told him I wouldn't make him come up front, but I may make him stand here in a minute, but 45 years of service, that's rare.
Yeah.
It's rare to see somebody, stay at one place that long. So big loss, Jeff's friendship, the knowledge, but I appreciate Jeff's service.
You won't read the resolution?
No, we'll get the resolution on the agenda.
Do what?
We'll get, it's on the agenda.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So we're good.
All right, thanks, sir. Robert Miller.
Corey, where do we stand at on getting the towers up for the water meters?
So, Terry Holland and myself have we've had issues the past 2 days, or 3 days. One of the collector sites up at the cell tower is out of service. Terry and myself went up there trying to take one of the old panels up, trying to get it working. We've not got it yet, so I'm fixing to do a wholesale replacement probably tomorrow. The only other thing we're waiting on is ordering the antennas. So we do have the collector sites here. I just got to get the antennas and get them up.
And we finally narrowed down where we're gonna put them.
We are. We'll put one at the sewer pump station on Midway, one at the residence on top of Mahoney, the one that gave us permission to put it there, and that kind of looks over that whole area of town, and then one at the water plant.
Will be covered.
The only thing that you will not have covered would be Dutch Valley. And to get full coverage on Dutch Valley, they were saying that we'd had to install 2 more towers. And that's about $23,000 per tower, so We'll just read those AMRs and read them with a computer.
How many is out that way?
It's probably only 100, 110, 115. So I mean, you're talking 20 minutes, 25 minutes to read those. Just up and back, yeah.
That's all I've got, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Mr. Bass?
Nothing at this time.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Bailey?
Nothing at this time.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Van Hook?
I just was wondering if we have had any further update as to the construction project on the bridge at Highway 61, the delay.
So
Heard anything more?
there was, I think there were some sheets out here on the table that, was it the T-Dot?
Yeah.
Or that they, well, I think they switched contractors, short answer. So I believe that they've got a new contractor in. So I've not heard anything lately on that. It's just the latest press release that should be out there on that table. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Holland?
Performance services. This will be a few weeks and this done be.
So it's probably been 4 weeks since I've reached back out, probably the last council meeting since I've reached out to them, but I'll follow up on that one.
We have a water loss of 44 and you haven't got any water in a long time. Don't seem like a mass. You think it would be less leakage than what we have.
Right. So until we get, most of your leaks are in service tubes. I feel pretty confident we've got, obviously, most of the mainline leaks. So until you get all of your system changed out, kind of like we've done in Sleepy Hollow area. So we went through Sleepy Hollow here a year and a half ago and changed all the service connections, tubings, new meters, boxes, and everything out. That's the goal of doing this through the entire system. Once you do that, I think that's really when you're going to see that drop. Right now, you're still chasing, repairing. Now on the repairs, we're not using the repair tanks anymore. We're repairing from the main to the meters. So it's a process. That's a process.
In your little computer thing on detects the leakage, it really doesn't help you on that.
Wait, no, it does. Yeah, that does. So we can go and get a report from Amstrad that will tell us where we have bad leaks. It's the acoustic listening device, and we can tell where the worst leaks are, and we still print those maps out and go through them.
Yeah, if y'all hadn't seen it, you need to see it.
No, it's pretty
incredible.
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you, sir. Mr. Bain?
Nothing at this time.
Thank you, ma'am. No old business, new business. Jeffrey Beer, you're on tap here. So we have a resolution to honor your 45 years of service. Mr. Joe wrote it up. Resolution number 2026-07-16A. Whereas Jeff Beerham has faithfully and honorably served the town of Oliver Springs more than 45 years, dedicating his career to the operation, maintenance, and improvement of the town's water and sewer departments while demonstrating an unwavering commitment to public service and the citizens of Oliver Springs. Whereas, throughout more than 4 decades of service, Mr. Beerham has played an essential role in protecting the public health, safety, and welfare of the community by helping ensure the reliable delivery of clean drinking water and the responsible collection and treatment of wastewater, services that are fundamental to the daily lives of every resident, business, school within the town. Whereas, during his distinguished career, Mr. Beerham has witnessed and contributed to the growth, modernization, and continued success of the town's utility systems, sharing his knowledge, experience, and steadfast work ethic with generations of employees while serving with integrity, professionalism, humility, and pride. Whereas Mr. Beerham's dedication has extended far beyond the completion of daily responsibilities, as he has consistently answered the call to serve during emergencies, severe weather events, infrastructure failures, and countless situations requiring immediate response, demonstrating a level of commitment that exemplifies the highest ideals of public service. Whereas 45 years of continuous service to one community represents an extraordinary and increasingly rare achievement, reflecting exceptional loyalty and devotion to the town of Oliver Springs and its citizens. Whereas
Through his tireless efforts, dependability, and quiet leadership, Mr. Byram has earned the respect and admiration of fellow employees, elected officials, and generations of citizens whose lives have been positively impacted by his work, often without public recognition. Whereas upon the occasion of his retirement, it is both fitting and appropriate that the mayor and the board of aldermen formally recognize Mr. Byram's remarkable career and express their profound appreciation for his lifetime of service to the town of Alder Springs. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and the board of aldermen of the town of Alder Springs of Tennessee that they hereby express their deepest gratitude and highest appreciation to Jeff Byram for his extraordinary career of more than 45 years of faithful service and dedication to the town of Alder Springs. Be it further resolved that the mayor and board of aldermen commend Mr. Byram for his unwavering dedication, exemplary, thank you, work ethic, and invaluable contributions to the town's water and sewer departments. His service has left a lasting legacy that will continue to benefit the town for generations to come, and his commitment to excellence will serve as an enduring example for future public servants. Be it further resolved that the mayor and the board of aldermen extend their heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Byram upon his retirement and offer their sincere wishes for many years of good health, happiness, fulfillment as he begins this well-deserved new chapter with gratitude and appreciation of an entire community whose lives have been enriched by his decades of faithful service and friendship. Jeff, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
And let me say this on Jeff's behalf. And he'll tell you I don't call on him often, but when my go-to guy has always been Jeff Byram. Has it not? Even just a few weeks ago when I was on vacation, we had an issue here in town, and who did I call? Jeff. And Jeff went and took care of it. So from this mayor, thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Item B.
Need a motion to second.
Oh, I need a motion. I apologize.
I so moved.
So moved by Mrs. Van Hook. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Bass. Any discussion? All in favor?
Passed unanimously.
Thank you. All right. Discuss and possibly approve ordinance number 2026-07-16, an ordinance to make an amendment to section 1 of the ordinance 2024-0905, establishing one-time annual sewer adjustment for a swimming pool and setting a minimum gallons allowed. So
we're back in September of '24. That's when we took it up and approved the swimming pool adjustment. We're going to adjust the sewer, cannot adjust the water. And this, obviously, it only affects your inside city customers. Now, well, there are some outside. Issues have come up here over the past couple of years of people wanting pool adjustments for little small kiddie pools that are 15, 20 gallons. So it's just kind of not worth the trouble that we have to go through and the paperwork we have to go through to do such a small adjustment. So a little small sheet, little calculation sheet. I gave you a cost of how much 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, all the way to 5,000, how much that adjustment would be. It's my recommendation that we set that minimum gallons at 2,000 gallons. That adjustment would be $36.90. I mean, that's, granted, scheme of things does, I mean, that's still a small number, but for some people, 2,000 gallon pool, I mean, that could be a meal for somebody. So it's my recommendation that we set that minimum gallons at 2,000 gallons.
do we have a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Miller. Do we have a second?
I'll say.
Second by Ms. Devaney. Any discussion? Roll call, Joe.
Robert Miller.
Yes.
Jeff Bass.
Yes.
Charlie Bailey.
Yes.
Teresa Van Hunt.
Yes.
Terry Holland.
Yes.
Becky Devaney.
Yes.
And
Thank you, Joe. All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor, say aye.
Still they come, these Americanos in their covered wagons. Pedro, the days of the Dons are numbered.
Why do you say that, mi patron?
Too much money has made our people soft. Our days are siestas. Our nights fiestas. We are no match for these lean, hungry gringos. What they want, they take. And soon they will have all of Alta California.
I told you I'd get you through to California without no trouble, and by cracky, I done it.
Yeah, no trouble to speak of, except the 5 days we was lost.
Who's lost? Shucks, that was just a trick I figured out. So to rest the horses.
Chief General.
Oh, got the general in here, eh? Here we are all doing a good job, and you riding in a wagon with a woman. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Please, Uncle Gabby, he's tired.
How can he be? Rode all the way from my way. You know, you're fixing to spoil the best bloodhound I ever owned. Come on, get your lazy bones out of there.
Uncle Gabby, it's hot out there.
Well, he'll do him good. Try to get his exercise, ain't he?
There's that side road you've been looking for.
Yep, that's the road to the Vargas Rancho. You know that ranch runs clear and through from the mountains to the sea? I tell you, that Vargas family is the biggest toads in the whole California puddle.
I suppose you're going to see that young man that you've been bragging about ever since we left.
Well, why shouldn't I brag about Roy Rogers? I brung him out here in 46.
And I learned
him everything he
knows.
Well, I did. Now he's the top rider of the whole darn hacienda. You just keep the wagon on this road, and you'll run into that camping place I told you about.
All right, Uncle Gabby.
You ride too long, Jose.
Oh, on my horse, I am again young. Is there word from Carlos and the men?
Not yet.
They should be returning soon. I'll wager Carlos has learned much from Rogers on his first cattle drive.
You are so proud of those two. Sometimes it is difficult to remember which one is your son.
Our she is sold, vaquero. Our bags are filled with gold, vaquero. Don't let your heart go cold, vaquero. The moon she will be shining tonight.
Side by side, let us ride neath the skyline. Let the sun fill our song full of laughter. We'll be home in the shade of the twilight.
senorita's side, vaquero, with love light in her eyes, vaquero, and under starry skies, vaquero, the moon she will be shining tonight.
Ride each mile with a smile, mi amigo. Sing your song as you ride on the prairie. Clear the way, hearts are saying as we go. Vaquero.
And soon the trail must end, vaquero. The sun she will descend, vaquero. Love waits, so why pretend, vaquero? The moon she will be shining tonight, 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 tonight.
Roy, you ride on. Don Jose must be anxious to hear from us.
I wouldn't blame him. We've been gone over 2 months. Come on, Trigger.
Good news, my boy?
The best. Carlos is only a few miles back on the Mesa Grande. Your cattle sure brought a big price at the Sonora mines. Carlos is bringing home 40,000 pesos.
40,000. And to think that before the gringos found gold, cattle were worth only their hides and tallow.
Then the gringos are good for something.
Well, usual. I have good news, too. Rita's coming home.
I'll sure be glad to see your daughter again.
2 long years in Europe. We must outdo ourselves. I have sent riders from here to San Diego to every rancho. Tomorrow night, a fandango will celebrate her homecoming.
Gabby, you old horse thief. Boy, you young local maverick. You've sprouted like a toadstool.
You're just as ornery as ever, you old mothhead.
Go on, you young broomtail.
Roy, are you going to let him insult you like that?
Oh, shucks, that don't mean nothing. That just shows we like each other.
What are you doing in California, Gabby?
Oh, fetching out another herd of greenhorns in their covered wagon.
But what of Carlos? Where is he?
Well, he must be passing the south end of the Mesa Grande by now.
Where are you going?
My work is done. Yours begins.
You're staying here to do your share of the fighting.
Suppose they recognize me. It will spoil your chances of other raids, and who can advise you better than me? Don Jose's own major domo, huh?
You think plenty fast, don't you, Sawara?
I will come to the usual place tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, you'll get your share, all right. I never did see a half-breed that wasn't yellow. All right, man, let's take that gold.
Carlos, what happened?
The Corretto was robbed. Javaqueros killed.
Who has dared?
They were gringos.
Take him in. Take him in.
Venga. Cuidado.
These gringos, the more they increase in number, the bolder they get. Worse than bold, Don Jose. They must have known that gold was on its way. They might even have been informed by someone in your employ. Perhaps I know where to find those Americanos. A few miles west, 3 covered wagons.
Don Jose.
Go and search them. If you find any evidence of guilt, I know what to do. Come.